You are currently the only person in this conference.
Okay, everyone, good morning. So, so most of you have already finished with the XLS activity, the Excel file activity. Now it is time to start working on your research design. Okay, so if you go to your homepage, if you go to the Shello Plus homepage, you'll be able to see there the instruction in the chapter 3 of the research methodology. So there we have, let's see, so for this week, you're going to do the following task. First, you have to confirm, or we'll have the confirmation of the terminologies that are presented in the presentation activity. Then, once you have confirmed the terminologies, or once you have understood the definitions or short definitions of terminologies, then you have to study for a short quiz next meeting, about 30 items long only. And then afterwards, once you are confident with your knowledge about the terminologies for the research methodology, then you start working for your chapter 3, which is the research design. So, for this task, you are going to download guide questions.docx file. So, see if I can. You can download the file from the assignments tab or the contents tab. So I'm going to share my screen where you can download the document file. Okay, so you can download the file here, assignment, as a learner. So in your assignments tab, you'll find this file. Let's see. Uh, Fortunately, dili siya na porma sa inyo. So you can click this file. Where's that? Where's that? A moment. Let me make the Let me make the file visible. Moment lang ha. May visible ang file. So, it's now visible to you. Let's look at it again. So you have to download this file, guidequestions.docx. Now, this file contains the questions that you have to answer in order for you to be guided in writing a research draft. All in all, there are about 5 questions for each chapter. There are 5 questions for each component, and then you have to answer each question in a sentence or in a paragraph format. So, going to show you the questions. Uh-huh. This is how the file will look like. Well, you can still see. Let me. So, this is how the file will look like. On the first page, you will have the instruction. So again, do not answer in bullet format. So, this is for the research design. There are 5 questions. You have to answer each question. And then if you are going to borrow an idea or you're going to use another person's idea, then you have to cite these questions or cite the information. So for the definition of qualitative or quantitative research, you need to provide a citation. For the type of quantitative research, you need to provide a citation. Now, for the design, of course, it is you don't need a citation because it is your own choice. And then for the benefits and limitations of the quantitative research design that you are using, then you have to provide a citation for the definition because you will not be the one to identify the benefits and the limitations. You are going to look for a text. You are going to look for another research or another reference that will cite the definition or that will cite the benefits and the limitations for you. After that, the second part is the participants of the study. Again, there are 5 questions for the participants of the study. And then you have to answer each question with a sentence or a paragraph. Then you go to the research instrument. Now, most of you are using a teacher-made research instrument, but you can still use a different instrument, research instrument. You can modify the instrument that you have presented in chapter 1 so that it will become easier for you to utilize. If you feel that you are having some difficulties in administering or in choosing the research instrument or in making the research instrument, you can change the research instrument that you have already thought of. Next one is the data gathering procedure. Now, the data gathering procedure is based on the research design. So this is the step-by-step process of how you are going to conduct the research. So there are 2 things that you need to do here. First, you need to identify the personalities that you have to that you have to basically ask permission from. And then second step is that you have to identify the steps in your research design and then modify it so that it will fit your own research. Again, for the steps in the data gathering procedure, this will be based on the research design that you have chosen. Okay. After that, you have the statistical treatment. Now, the statistical treatment, you are only going to provide the formula and the meaning of the formula. However, each specific research question, the general problem statement, and the hypothesis of the study should have a statistical treatment involved. It can be descriptive statistics or inferential statistics. Ang importante na ay statistical treatment niya mabutang. Why? Because we are conducting a quantitative research. When we are conducting a quantitative research. So for each statistical treatment that you are using, you're going to provide a formula and the meaning of the formula. If you can see, ang naadere is that name ra sa statistical treatment, specific questions na i-answer sa statistical treatment, and then the formula and the meaning of the notations in the formula. You don't have to explain the statistical treatment. You're going to do that when you present your research. And then lastly, you have the definition of terms. You're going to utilize conceptual definitions for the terms. So you're going to make the definition based on how you use it in your research. And then the last part will have the uh, citations for the citations that you are using for the research methodology. So these are the set of questions that you have to answer. Answer these diligently because by answering these questions, you will be formulating the chapter 3 of your research paper. Now, we are only going to focus on these elements. For the validity and reliability, that is for the research instrument. However, we cannot really assure valid or reliable ang inyong research instrument yung gamiton, especially most of you will be using a student-made research instrument. That is why we are simply going to give a detailed descriptions. Dapat makitaan nyo ang limitations and the specific components sa inyong kaugalingon nga research instrument. So by answering these questions, you will be able to basically format your chapter 3. So parihara na siya sa atong chapter 1 yung assignment before. Once you have answered it, you will simply transform it into a paragraph and then you have your chapter 3 research methodology. Okay, so for this week, again, you need to first confirm the ideas that are presented to you in the XLS or Excel file assignment. And then afterwards, once you have understood or once you are confident with the meanings or with the definitions provided, you're going to proceed to the research draft. So you're going to download guide questions.docx. After downloading these guide questions, you're going to answer each question, not with a bullet format, not with a paragraph or a sentence. After answering, save the assignment, then submit it in chapter 3, STEM 12A. Once you have submitted it, wait for my reply before you make your own chapter 3. Okay? Get me? So now I'll be to have going to see without any questions. So questions please. Pangutana mong balihog. Questions please. Hello, Zareen. Jareen? Yes, the assignment. What you're going to submit for for this assignment is still this document. However, ari lang siya nakasuwat diri sa tables and sa box. Okay? What you're going to submit for this assignment is still this document. and then your answers are still inside the boxes. Define some words. Are you talking about the definition of terms? Are you talking? Okay, so this is what you're going to do for the definition of terms. In your title, there are essential words that needs to be defined. So basically, the variables in your title needs to have a definition. Now, this definition should not be based from a one. This definition should be provided by the researcher. This is what we call as conceptual definition. So your variables needs to be defined using your own words, using or based on how you use them in your research. Same thing with some items in or some words in the statement of the problem, especially sa specific research questions. May mga words dito nga kinahanglan i-define. Again, these words should be defined using the researcher's own definition. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much for asking. Again, all you really have to do is answer the questions individually. And then once you are done answering the questions, you look for a citation. And then once you have found a citation, copy, paste. If you are really having a hard time summarizing, you have a summarization tool. You can use any summarization tool. The important thing is that all the elements in the table are answered. So deadline for this activity will be Saturday. So Saturday at 5 p.m. So again, the same concept or the same principle that we are using for all of our other activities. We will use the rest of the week to answer to perform this activity. Sorry. 10 a.m. Sorry. Supposedly that's for STEM 12B. So let me change that one. Wait a moment lang ha, i-change na ako. A moment lang ha. That's supposed to be 5 p.m. Okay, it is now changed. Okay, it is now changed. So again, please answer each questions diligently. Di siya madala o copy-paste. Isa ni siya madala o ng dinalian or short answers. This is the research methodology. In order for you to have a lesser task when you write your actual research methodology, put or place all your ideas inside these boxes para gamay na lang kag trabahoon sa next na task. You get me? Eh kung magtinapulan ka dire or you simply think of this or you look for easier ways to complete this, then what will happen is that when you start writing the research methodology, the actual research methodology, I'll be asking you for elaborations, meaning taas-on pa nimo ang imuhang gisuwat or you're going to provide more or additional ideas. And it will come back as an additional work for you. So para kausaray mong trabaho, use this activity well. Okay? So if you don't have any more questions, I guess you are ready for this. The task is really easy. It's just again the same with for the other research task. It is easy. Unfortunately, it just needs work. Nahanglan lang yun siya trabahuan. Okay? So, please start working on the guide question activity. You may now leave the discussion room and start working or start downloading the guide question activity. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice day.